We are going to review dividing multi-digit numbers. On the side, I've written a key that I like to use while dividing numbers that helps me remember the steps. We have divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat or remainder, depending on the type of problem that we have. Today we're going to try and solve 965 divided by 17. One of the first things we want to do is come up with an estimate using compatible numbers. So if I look at the number 965, I know that that's fairly close to 1,000. If I'm looking for a compatible number with 1,000, and I'm coming from 17, I know that 20 is compatible because it goes into 1,000 evenly. If I do 1,000 divided by 20, I get 50. 50 is my estimate. So I know when I'm finished dividing 965 divided by 17, my quotient or answer should be somewhere near 50. Let's go ahead and try this out. So we're going to set up our problem. 17 divided by 965. With a multi-digit number, I know that it cannot go evenly into 9. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to my tens place. And we're going to try and figure out how many times 17 can go into 96. Now I personally don't know that off the top of my head, so we're going to go over to the side here and do some multiplication work to see how many times it can go in there. So let's start with 3. 17 times 3. 7 times 3, I have 21. 51. Still pretty far away from 96, so I bet 17 can go into 96 more times than just 3. Let's go ahead and try 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 85. I know that I can't fit another 17 in because I'm only going up to 96, so it can go in there 5 times. I'm going to go ahead and write that above my tens place. And if I look over here, I've just done the divide step, so now I'm going to multiply. 5 times 17. What's awesome? I've already done my work over here, so I know that it's 85. My next step is subtract. So 96 minus 85. I'm left with 11. Next step is to bring down. I still have one digit left that I can bring down, and that's a 5. So now my number is 115. I'm not finished yet. I'm actually going to repeat the step, so I'm going back up to division. How many times can 17 go into 115? Now, with having it go in 5 times, I'm near 85, and that's on its way to 115. So why don't I go ahead and try 6? So 17 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42. 102. If I had another 17, that would be 119. So that's going over my number 115 here. So we're going to say it can go in there 6 times. Next up is multiply. 6 times 17. Already done the work here. I had 102. Okay, next step is to subtract. I'm left with 13. Can't bring down any numbers. So instead of repeating all the steps, because 17 is larger than 13, this is now going to turn into my remainder. So my quotient for this division problem is 56, remainder 13. This R here stands for remainder. Now if I look back up, here is the estimate that I made, 50. 56, remainder 13 is close to 50, so we know that this is a reasonable answer. So we are able to solve 965 divided by 17 equals 56, remainder 13. Thanks for tuning in to reviewing dividing multi-digit numbers.